What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Minion Simulator, where today it is all about game passes. We're gonna find out how much they cost currently in the market, what they used to cost, why they want so high in value, and what's going on with those game passes, because there's a lot to talk about. But my main priority is not to anger anyone, because I bet you anything people will not like what I have to say, but I have to say it. I have to educate as many people as possible to show you what's going on. Now, before I do that, since I'm on here, I want to show you a little trick. If you want to buy a mega magnet or more storage and you're on a mobile device, this is the only way that you can do it. You have to drag down the menu so that the fonts, they're like barely below on the exterior of the inventory, and that's how you can buy them. However, if you do this, you can't click on them. This has been a bug and it's been around for so long now. So, what happened? Why are these game passes so expensive? Just last month, these were the prices on the left, and today they look like something like this. Something that doesn't make sense. And I decided to show you guys what the value list or some of the stuff on the value list will be like if the skip chest is 4 million, if the 100 plus storage is 4 million. And that is disgusting, because if you keep on going, you get like lucky game pass for 23 million, so on and so forth. It is just really bad. So what happened? To understand that, we have to go back 1 month before, and a month before was basically Chase and his prices. This wasn't someone who took advantage of people. This wasn't someone who wanted to make the most money and the most gold out of everyone. This is someone who took the current values of the game, of the game passes in the game, and reduced them to suit people's needs. How do I know that? Because even while Chase was selling these game passes, you can buy either 100 plus storage or maybe a skip chest, and you can sell them very easily on the trading plaza between 2 million to 2.2 million, which in that case would make the 16 equipped something between 44 million and 48 million just as it is. But Chase decided to sell it for 35 million instead. And if you look at the other game passes, during the time that Chase used to sell them for as low as, like for example, triple chest, he used to sell them for 11 million. Whereas the actual price, the actual value is 14 million. But because of his amount of Robux that he has, because of the amount of game passes he buys, no one in the right mind would buy it for 14 million unless it's one of those people who don't have access to Discord. So these prices for the longest time were what people used to rely on, because they're available, because they sell for so little. I'm pretty sure that even though Chase sells them for as little as you see, I'm pretty sure that you find people on the trading plaza that sell for slightly more. For example, 38 million for a 16 equip. I've seen that multiple times, and that's still not the original value. Those values that you see are Chase's values. So what happened next? Shortly after the octuple was released, the octuple open, Chase sold so many and suddenly stopped. What's the reason for stopping? Why did he suddenly just like disappear from the game, nowhere to be found? Well, this is what Chase said when someone asked. They asked, hey, do you have 16 equipped? And Chase replied, I'd sell the game pass when it's on sale again. It's been almost 2 months since the last game pass discount. Last time it was every 3 weeks, everything would be 25% off. That's why I stopped. So basically what he's saying is, since we haven't had a sale or a game pass sale since the Halloween update, imagine they skipped Christmas. Who would skip Christmas? Since that happened, that was Chase's reason for not wanting to sell. So what did I do in this case? For me personally, I decided to fill in Chase's shoes for a very short period of time, but not to do it on Discord. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on a trading plaza. I'm gonna create an alt account. I'm gonna spend so much Robux. I'm gonna buy all of these things that people need, and I'm gonna give it to them for the price that they're looking for. Not Chase's prices, because that's impossible. I don't have an infinite supply of Robux. I realized after doing this just how much Robux Chase has spent. So what I ended up doing is I dealt with sellers who would sell from me and to profit from me. I sold them these octuple passes for 31 million at first, then it became 32 million, and they sold it for 35. I would have to make a video that's maybe close to 45 minutes long, maybe, or an hour, if I show you the amount of octuple chests that I sold for this amount of gold. I sold so many just thinking that I am helping people out. I am not. I realized so late, maybe like a month and a half later, I realized so late that what I'm doing is not helping people out. Every single one of these people that bought these game passes, these are not just from me, this is from another seller as well. Each one of these game passes, we had to increase the prices because what people are doing is they're buying them for 35 million gold and selling them for 60. You think that's bad? Look at this. Octuple pass alone for this huge mistletoe. To be fair, this was sold around maybe somewhere in December, while that huge was 160 million. And then this, the 16 equip wasn't this expensive. I mean, what you see here is the person buying from the seller that I deal with and then showing off, flexing how much they sold it for. And man, like, come on, who would do that? Who would sell a huge? It hurts my head to think of. It took me a long time to realize that I was selling for cheaper than market value. I wasn't selling anywhere close to what these were worth. Now, if you want to see what people sell them for, let's take a stroll down the trading plaza. This person is selling for 4 million. The skip chest is for 4 million. Whereas one of the sellers that I dealt with was selling between like 3 million, 3.2 million, and still people called them a scammer. Because like they look at the value list and, oh, value list says 2.2, bruh. Oh, this is a scam. It's not. This is inflation. This is what happens when stuff becomes expensive in game. This is what happens when there's no control in the market. These are the values. What I do is I deal with the seller I trust and set a basic value, which I think is fair for a Game Pass, and allow the seller to gain a small profit. That's what I used to do for such a long time. It's not the case anymore. They're fed up, I'm fed up. It's just the way it is. I made 2.3 billion gold selling stuff for dirt cheap, and this is what happens, guys. For example, this is no hate for this person if they figure out that it's them. This person bought the triple chest for 22 million gold. They bought the VIP for 14 million because anything that's 400 Robux would be sold for 14 million. And then next up, we have the super storage, because I realized that super storage gets sold like that, whereas the 8 equip doesn't get sold as fast. So these were the prices. And then the seller noticed that the game passes are again on that person's stand, and they're selling them for a lot more expensive. Because guess what, guys? These are the current values. These are what people are willing to pay for these game passes. And I only showed you 3 examples of what they have spent. If you watch one of my older videos where I'm this little bacon dude selling game passes, this person again bought my game passes. So they keep on buying game passes and they resell it. Now, I don't want to tell you guys what I did and how I know this information, but it took so long. I mean, preparing for this entire video took like a week. Let's say 6 days to prepare for it. Octuple was sold for 48 million, they sell it for 83. The insane chests, I don't know how much they resell it for, I'll be dead honest with you guys, but the mythic hero, they buy it for even 65 and they sell it for 85 million. And we were selling it for 44. Some of the game passes that the seller sold for me were these skip chests and the 100 plus storage to this person, and they resold it for 100 or like 100% more. And you can't blame them, that's just the way the game is. I don't know who this person is, to be honest, but look at the prices. It's all about the prices in the end, and this is just the way it has been for so long. And believe it or not, those prices that you just saw are actually really good compared to the market value. Someone just asked, how much gold is the skip chest nowadays? And one of the most prominent members of the community said anything above 4 million is considered an overpay. That's 100% accurate info. This person is buying a skip chest for 3.5 million. Like, there's so much proof I can show you. I'm gonna keep on going. This person here is selling the skip chest for 3 million, and because of that, they're selling the 8 equip for 12 million. Still an awesome deal. If you look at everything else and what happened in the market, that's an awesome deal. Here's another example. 22 million for 2 8 equips. These are getting sold for 12 million, 13, 14 million, and that is a huge win to this person, and that's the recommendation. Me, however, I didn't sell it for this much. I've been selling it, or actually the seller has been selling it. Not all of these game passes, especially 8 equip, is me. I usually give them the octuple, the mythics, the ones that are expensive. I never sold 16 equip though. Maybe 1 or 2 and that's it. Because there's no demand for them. I'm better off selling an octuple, or maybe something like, maybe a mythic. I never sell the 16 equip or ultra lucky because there's no market for them. That's why I just don't give it to them. Look at this person. This person has all the values from the old amount. But look at the mythic. 55 million is what they're willing to buy, and this is someone who knows the market and has listed the older prices that were available back then. And then what they do next is they buy it for 55 million and resell it for something like 80 million. This person here has it for 75 million. Look at octuple. It is much cheaper than the mythic because mythic is more popular now due to the fact that they changed it. They changed whatever algorithm maybe on the mythic game pass, and you can get mythics very easily now. So what does the current value list look like? Here we go. 3.5 million is the skip chest. 100 plus is 3.5. Take a look at that. 8 equip, just like we saw last time. People are selling it for 12 million here. And although I really hate this value list so much, it's just the way stuff costs right now. I don't like this value list. I don't want to sell this to people. I do not want to do that. And that's why I stopped. This is basically the reason what made me stop providing game passes to sell. Because if I sell them for what I think is fair, they're gonna resell it for even more than this. And that's what's happening. That's why I stopped providing those game passes, because I didn't want to be a part of the inflation process, at least at this scale. This is too much. This is crazy. The game is at a point where it's trying to survive, and we should do something about it instead of going all the way back. Now, my ideal value list, if I had a lot of Robux, is to do this, because the skip chest and the 100 plus storage, in my own opinion, they should be worth 2.5 to combat inflation. They should be worth 2.5, but you can't do that. You can't suddenly drop the values in the market. People are just gonna be fed up and they're gonna quit the game. You don't want to have that reaction with people. The 16 equip should be 60 million or maybe 59 million, and that should be the most expensive game pass. You don't want to manipulate the market based on the updates that release. This is my ideal thing that I want to do for myself, but I need to have this. I need to have so much Robux, a lot of gold. I need to be set for life in this game at least, but I can't. It took so much for me to know like exactly what Chase went through. Chase has at least spent maybe 2 million Robux. That's what I count. If I look at the time that he's been on here, it had to have been at least 2 million Robux. I don't know the exact amount, but that's my guess. That is a lot of Robux. And in order for you to regulate the prices on the market, you need to do two things. You're either Chase number 2, or you get the entire community together to agree with values and the people behind the value list to actually update those values. These are the only two ways to regulate the prices on the market. And that's it for today, everyone. Before we do that, we're gonna find out who the winner of the 8 equip is, and we're gonna have a look at this real quick and go to my usual website, which is pickawinner.co, and we're gonna have a look at this winner. It's been I think 3 days since I've released anything because I've been working on this video for so long. Alright, AT, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that, but that's the winner there. Congrats to them. And that's all for today, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed that. If you did, it would mean a lot to me if you can leave a like down below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. That would mean so much to me. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you all on the next one.